Months, Prescription Counseling. King Pharmacy is here to serve all your prescription needs. For more information, call 313-331-8484.
It's a good day. Yeah. It's a good day. Clearly now, the rain has gone away. Gone is that thick black cloud that used to mess up my day. No more sitting around having pity party all day. Just like 2 + 2 = 4. I am here to stay. It's so good to me. It's a good day. It's a good day. Now I can dream a dream that never ever fades. You touch my heart. I put my trust in you. Now I'm not afraid. You touch my heart. I see colorful rainbows in the sky. You touch my heart. Just like winter, then comes spring. Just like the robin, my heart needs.
It's a good day. How you doing out there, everybody? Happy Black History Month to all of you. Thank you for joining us today. And I always say it's a good day because any day above ground is better than none at all. Thank you, God, for any day above ground. I'm just excited today because we got some kind of a show for you today. Black History Month celebration to me is about showing you how we are still yet keeping the heritage alive in the city of Detroit. Today, our guest will be with us from the Detroit Windsor Dance Academy. Deborah White Hunt will be sitting with me and her husband, Bruce Hunt, to talk about Detroit Windsor Dance Academy. And then we're going to close out with one of my godchildren, the rapper activist, Kyrie Frazier, better known as Way. So don't go away. We're going to be telling you a whole lot more on the show. Also, last week, or a week ago, we had a winner. We give away $50 every week for those that can win the prize of telling us the best unknown Black history story. The best unknown Black history story. And the number for you to get ready for it is 313-868-4336. 313-868-4336. Congratulations to Spanky, who won a week ago. We have not forgotten about you, Spanky. And we're looking for those of you that got a good story, anybody, to give us a call right here. Let me stop for a minute and say our blessings and our prayers to LaToya Pearson's family. A lot of you remember her as Billy Joe. LaToya Pearson used to do a lot of commentary, or I'd say emceeing, for a lot of fashion shows. And also she was really big with the Bonner brothers for the hairstyling. So we love you, LaToya. Thank God for you coming this way and God letting us see you for a while. Now, also we want to send out love and prayers to Anderson family. And I want to make sure I say the name right. I think it's Ed Anderson, did she tell me, that passed away. Our prayers and our thoughts are with you, and God bless you real good. Now, stick around. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
It's a good day. Yeah. It's a good day. Yeah. has gone away. Gone is that thick black cloud that used to mess up my day. No more sitting around having pity party all day. Just like 2+2=4. I am here to stay. You've been so good to me. Hey, hey, it's a good day. Yeah. Hey, hey, it's a good day. Now I can dream a dream that never ever fades. You touch my heart. I put my trust in you. Now I'm not afraid. You touch my heart. I see colorful rainbows in the sky. You touch my heart. Just like when
The line
then
CDs up here.
comes spring.
In a blink.
Just like the
Hey, we are back and we are alive and well and talking about Black History Month celebration. You got a good story? Give us a call. Win the $50 for the best African American story. The best. 313-868-4336. In the meantime, I'm talking today with those that are keeping the heritage alive. And I'm so excited to have these guests with me that have not only keeping the heritage alive of dancing and culture, but in their family history, because there's a lot of good history behind the two sitting here with me. I'm excited to have with me Mr. Bruce Hunt. How are you?
I am doing really well.
Good. And his lovely wife, Miss Deborah White Hunt. How are you?
I'm fine, Ortheia. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now, who's going to tell me when you guys first came up with the vision of the Detroit Windsor Dance Academy?
I guess that would be me. The vision came when we were back in 1984.
Okay.
But it was really before that, because I had been teaching school and I had a group of young people that really loved dancing, and we would dance in the summer, and it got to be a point where I got moved from that school. So we had a little place down in Harmony Park where they would come, but we shared it. It was the Paradigm Center for the Arts.
Okay.
And so people decided that we needed our own identity, because there was a person there named Huther White that had a program too.
Okay.
And he sent out, we used the same mailing list, he sent out information to all his people, but he used two dogs barking at each other. And because his name was Huther and his
Interesting.
last name was White, people thought it
It
was
was
me
you.
and that I had changed my name. And they were like, well, what is Debbie into now?
With the
Dogs barking.
doggies.
So we decided that we needed to have our own identity,
Mm-hmm.
and it was on our honeymoon that we were before we went to our honeymoon, we stayed in Canada because we had friends in town and we wanted to spend some time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in our room in Canada,
Okay.
and we looked out over the water, and we had been trying to find a name,
Mm-hmm.
and Bruce said Detroit Windsor. And I
Wow.
was like, wow, that's it.
That is so wonderful. Now, I'm glad I heard that story, because I'm thinking, well, maybe she partnered with Windsor in terms of doing the dance company.
Well, actually, we did. We have had many students who come from Windsor.
Okay.
And we had teachers that were teaching that came from Windsor as well. But after 9/11, all of that really kind of changed.
Mm-hmm.
Getting across the border was a lot more difficult.
Now, the dance school itself, is there one in Windsor and one in Detroit, or is it just located here?
It's located in Detroit, but we draw from the entire metropolitan area.
Okay.
And the reason we love the name is because in Detroit, we're one of the few places in the country that can say we share an international border. And we wanted to just celebrate that.
For dance anyway. That's awesome.
Yeah, for everything, because it's like us, it's up in, not Maine, where
Mackinac?
Seattle is,
No,
Oh, no, you're talking about another.
and then
another-
down near Mexico.
Oh, I got you. Okay, in
And
terms
so
of that.
we just felt this is so unique. And when we would take the company on the road, people
Mm-hmm.
would be intrigued. They would say, well, you can see Canada? And we would say, well, yeah. And it's something we took for granted. And they said, you mean you
Mm-hmm.
can be there in another country in a couple of minutes, and we were like, well, yeah. So we said we needed to celebrate that.
And now you're celebrating how many years the company has been around?
30 years.
30 years, but you're also celebrating the anniversary, I understand.
Yeah, we'll be 29.
29 years.
I tell.
And I heard you say that this was what your what baby?
This is our love child.
Your love child
Because
came from this
it came
marriage.
It came a year before our marriage.
Okay, the school did.
Detroit, Windsor,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So now the people are getting ready for a party here. You're getting ready to do a big thing. What are we
yes.
doing?
We're having our 30th anniversary Crystal Ball celebration,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be a black tie affair at the Rooster Tail on March 15th. And we're having just a wonderful celebration. Elliott Hall and Aretha Franklin are our honorary co-chairs.
Ooh, nice,
And-
nice.
Oh, yes, very nice. We're
Mm-hmm.
just so blessed and thankful that they agreed to support us in this way. And we
And
just
it's going to be when now? Say that again.
March the 15th,
March
which
the
is a
15th.
Saturday,
And how do we get tickets? What number do we call?
313-872-7200.
Repeat that again.
313-872-7200.
And the dancers that are going to be with you for the concert, I guess you would call it. I don't know if are you calling it a concert or the fundraiser? Let's say that.
We call it the gala.
The
Crystal
gala,
Ball
okay.
Gala.
The dancers that are with you for the gala, have some of them been with you all those years, or?
We have some dancers who have, from the day one, who walked in there,
Wow.
who became our students. They've been there all 30 years. They've gone away, gone to school, gone to college, got
Okay.
educated, came back, and decided that they wanted to give back for some of the stuff that they had garnered when they were at Detroit Windsor Dance Academy.
Any of your dancers gone on to be with Broadway or L.A. or
we have-
anywhere with you know?
We have dancers all over the world.
Wow.
We have some in New York right now. One just did a worldwide tour. He went to Dubai and all different
Oh,
parts
I
of
love it.
Africa and just all over the world.
So Alvinelli don't have anything on you.
Well, I don't
You
know
know,
about
it was
that.
really, it was interesting when Debbie was in New York. One of the things that Alvinelli asked her, because Debbie studied with Alvinelli,
Okay.
and he said, "Why are all of this talent coming from Detroit and coming to New York? You somebody needs to do it in Detroit."
Cultivated in Detroit.
So that's
Okay.
that's one of the motivations for us being here as well.
That is awesome. So have you been able to go and see any of them in their actual dance?
Oh yes. In fact, we do plan to take a trip soon overseas to Thailand. One of our
Nice.
dancers is there, but she's in a teaching capacity.
Okay.
But she is teaching because she was part of the mentoring program at Detroit Windsor Dance Academy, where she learned the business and she learned how to teach, and that's where she fell in love with teaching. So she wants us to come visit her, and we want to go.
I want to go. I tell you.
Yes.
Now, when did you get this thirst for dancing? Let's go back some years. Were you a little girl or
A little girl.
Okay.
My dad told me that when I was a little girl, at the age of 10, we were very active physically in the playground system in Detroit, and we played softball.
Okay.
And so he was like one of our coaches and what have you. And so he took us to play softball. And he said, I saw a dance class being held. And ever since then, that's all I talked about. So we used to walk to Crump Recreation Center and take dance classes. My cousin, my sister,
My
and all of
goodness.
us.
Crump
And I'm
Recreational
the
Center.
only one, right, at Crump.
Hello. Now that's some history right
Oh,
there.
yes.
Black history.
We didn't realize it at the time.
Right.
We grew up on the west side, and we would walk to Crump, probably a couple of miles, every Saturday. No worries, no fears. We just would go. And I think our
Right.
classes were either free or 10 cents. But I'm the
I
only
love
one
it. You
that
are not that
continued.
old, girl. I love it. I love
know.
it.
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, for us to be able to be creative and dance in this era and this time is phenomenal. And I just came across on my email with one of our African American girls that's doing ballet now.
Okay.
We could never have dreamed of, been in that place right now.
Right.
That's a wonderful thing. And I was like, and actually it's two of them, isn't it?
Well,
If I'm not
there's
mistaken, it's
several,
two.
but the main one is Misty Copeland that
Okay.
was on Black Girls Rock,
Mm-hmm.
and she spoke in terms of how she went through all that we have to endure being black and wanting to study ballet, which is why dance the
Yeah,
creative Harlem
ballet has really been a hard place for us to break into as African Americans.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I don't know why, because I do know why.
right.
But I'm glad to hear that we have broken in.
Oh yes.
So do we have, what genres of dance do we have at your school?
We do everything, from tap to liturgical. We have a very strong liturgical dance program.
Yeah, because everywhere I go to churches, I hear about you guys being there or coming.
Oh,
Right.
wonderful.
But we do tap, ballet, jazz, hip hop, modern,
contemporary,
belly
mommy
dance.
and me, daddy and me.
I love it.
Daddy,
And do you
daughter.
dance, Bruce?
Well, not anymore. I used to take tap quite a bit. But
Okay.
what happened with me, my mother had a dance company before I was born.
Wow.
During the war, she
Tell me some history.
She toured with the USO. And
Did
that's
not
really
know
where
that.
she met my father. 'Cause he
Okay.
was,
In the service.
right, and my
Yes.
father was the first African-American drum major in the Navy.
Wow. All right, y'all. Can y'all beat that story? Now, that's a serious story. We might have to give him the $50 if y'all don't call. He'll be glad to take it for the school. So if you don't call me with a story, you've lost the money. And then if he doesn't win, I'm going to take it home.
There you go.
313-868-4336. Give us a call if you got a great story to tell us that we don't know about already. Now, I did not know that, even though I knew your father and mom all those
Right.
years.
And he was a military. I'm a military brat, which means I'm a dependent of a military person, and we traveled everywhere.
Okay.
And my mother made us take dance classes wherever we went.
Wow.
So if we were in Panama, we had to learn all of the Latin dances.
Wow.
No matter
How
where we
awesome
were.
is that?
Yeah, but she was.
It wasn't awesome as a little kid. I'm sure you're like, oh, come on, Mom.
Actually, it was fun. It was fun, but I realized my mother was a very, very smart woman. Every morning when we were living in Arizona, we had wooden floors. Every Saturday morning, she would tie rags around our legs, feet, and we would march around the house to John Philip Sousa. What I found out recently was that she had waxed the floors and we were polishing the floors.
I love that.
Right, so.
That is totally awesome.
But I've come from a family of dancers. Jimmy Hunt, I don't know if you remember him or not, but Jimmy Hunt was he was one of Catherine Dunham's dance partners.
Wow. Catherine Dunham. Come on.
Right.
We're all into history here
Oh,
today.
yeah.
And he was my father's first cousin.
Okay.
So wherever we went again, dance has always been a part of my life. And I basically dated dancers because,
Hello.
best kept secret was, all right, I used to go to the dance classes. I'd be the only guy in there. And there'd be like 14 very beautiful women. And I was like, hey, I
This is a
found
good place to
heaven.
be. I'm glad my mom pushed me into it.
But you didn't share that with other guys.
Okay.
Because, number one, they talked about you about dancing, but they didn't realize the benefits of it.
And that's interesting that you should say that, because I was going to ask you, usually this dancing is really a girl's thing. Very few fellas get into dancing, but how is that now?
It's changed. Well, hip hop changed a lot of that.
Okay.
There's a lot of hip hop dancers out there. It's better accepted among young men. However, when I was coming up, it was a struggle.
Okay.
And I like to say that that's basically only in this country, in our culture, in America.
Okay.
Because when you go to other cultures, it's not like that. The men dance just like the women. And when we were in Senegal, I will never forget, we were in a club. We wanted to just check everything out, and the men did most of the dancing. And I said, wow. And then they asked us, why is it that the black men in this country don't continue our culture
In dancing.
in dancing? And it's such a way to exercise, to relieve tension, and just enjoy life.
So now you've been to Senegal. Has there been any other things that you guys have done with the troupe in terms of traveling?
Oh, yeah.
We've been to Australia, Mexico,
My.
Cape Town,
Bermuda,
South Africa.
Cape Town, South Africa. Right.
All right.
We've danced at the Apollo in New York. That
Hello,
was fun.
the Apollo Theater.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
the special guest that day. That was
Yes.
that was exciting.
Okay, and you just not too long ago danced with Aretha Franklin at the soundboard.
Oh, yes, that was wonderful. We sure did.
And how do you pick who you're going to take with you? Because I know all of your students are excellent. So,
Well, we do have our group that's the group that auditioned to be in the top group.
okay.
Right now, we have about 8 or 9 dancers, and then we just try and hopefully be able to take whoever is able to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now, some people are probably listening and saying, how can my child become a part of what you're doing? Are you open for enrollment today or tomorrow? Or
We have classes that will be starting in the first week of March.
okay.
And they can just call us at 313-872-7200.
Say that again.
313-872-7200.
That's going to be also where you get the tickets from. No?
Yes.
Same line,
Absolutely.
same line.
Or you can also get them on Eventbrite online.
Okay. Now, you guys were located in the building down on 2nd Avenue at one time. Are you still there?
Yes,
We are the new Center 1 building.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so you're still there. So are we looking at getting on the road again anytime soon, or we come to the time and age that we say hello?
No, well, we've been invited by one of our former students to come to her college and perform. So
You guys gonna be busy.
that'll be a
Thailand and
couple of weeks.
where's this?
This is us. Is it Central State or
no,
Wilberforce?
it's in Bowling Green.
Oh, Bowling Green. I get them all mixed up.
Okay.
But she was a member of our school, and she wanted to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew that it would be good for the dancers to come and have that experience. So she's in my sorority. She became a Delta. And she and
Alrighty.
her sisters got together and are going to have a place for all of them to stay. And just,
nice.
so they can have that experience.
That is really wonderful. Now, do you do what they call like a summer camp or summer thing for young people? What ages do you start at as well?
Well, we started 5. That's that.
Wow,
We
okay.
won't take younger than 5.
Okay.
On up.
And tell
you
me,
wanna come, you can
how
come.
old is your oldest student? I just want to be nosy.
92.
92.
Are you serious?
Serious.
92.
Right.
And I have to say this,
Mm-hmm.
though. He's my dad.
I love
And he
it.
comes every year faithfully to dance in the daddy-daughter dance with me. And
Okay.
he's our oldest student.
Tell us about the daddy-daughter dance. Now, how did that vision come about?
Well, we felt that it would be very good to have that connection because a lot of the dancers that come to Detroit Windsor may not see their dads, but their moms want them to, and their dads want to see them. And that's just a wonderful time of connecting, of just having a good time. And a lot of the dads, are with the daughters. I don't want to make it seem like they're not. But what happened, the dads all bonded. And so
Wow.
the day of the concert, they have all their cars in the lot, and they do what do you
A
call that?
smorgasbord. That's what we'll call it.
It's like a tailgate
A
party.
tailgate, that's
There
the
you
word,
go.
like a tailgate party. And they just have a ball. And they don't have to start their class until March.
Okay.
And they have started enrolling since September. And we always have to cut the class off because we just don't have enough space for them to actually rehearse.
I know, this time of dancing, it's really big in terms of what they call it, ballroom dancing.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
And do you guys do that?
Yes.
We have what I call club ballroom, all the 150 hustles they're doing out there.
Whoa.
Yeah, we have someone who does teach that.
But
we
my
also-
husband knows every one of those hustles.
They're so much
150
fun.
of them.
Right.
He knows them all. Isn't
Well,
that it's amazing to me? And I can't do but one. The old
original one.
Yeah, the original one.
Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Well, there's somebody in their basement making up another one right now. So
I'm
you're
sure
not gonna
they
catch
are.
up. But we also do American Standard Ballroom, which is the Fred Astaire and the So You Think You, not the Dancing with the Stars type.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And mentioning that, have you had any of your dancers go as far as to do competition? TV wise or any wise?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
have. In fact, they were one of the runner-ups
dance
in the
crew.
dance crew.
What is it? America's Best Dance Crew.
Right.
Okay.
We had people that went to audition for So You Think You Can Dance, and they got pretty far. We've also had people America's Top Model.
Wow. Okay.
Help me
Who
here,
won?
Bruce.
She won America's Top Model.
Oh, she won.
In fact, she was the first one that they had.
Wow. You guys talking about keeping the heritage alive. My. That's wonderful.
And she's also, gone to other dance schools. So, I don't want to say that she only came to us, but she did come to us. So that's a fact.
Right. She stopped by here.
Yes.
And
first.
that's monumental.
Yeah.
We don't want to let that go by.
No.
Because we're known as the music capital. I guess now we'll be known as the dance capital.
Well, I think that there's so much talent here. No matter where we've traveled throughout the world, we have found no talent like the
Detroit.
talent is in Detroit.
Hello.
And so that was another
I
inspiration.
agree.
Yes. One of our dancers was Miss Black Michigan last year.
Okay.
Year before. Yeah.
And I agree with that because a lot of times when I travel, what they call outstanding in music and dance, I'm like, hello.
You're right.
They have not been to Detroit.
That's right.
Well, I'm excited about having you guys here with me and excited about the gala coming up. And it's going to be when again, right quick?
It's March 15th.
March 15th.
At the Rooster Tail.
And
at 6 to 11.
6 to 11. And how do we get tickets again? Give us the number.
313-872-7200.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for hanging in here with us. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why you make me. You touch my heart. Yeah. I owe all that I am to you, Lord. You've been so good to me. It's a good day. It's a good day. Yeah. It's a good day. Yeah. It's a good day. Yeah. It's a good day. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone away. Gone is that thick black cloud that used to mess up my day. No more sitting around having pity party all day. Just like 2 + 2 = 4. I am here to stay. It's so good to me. It's a good day. It's a good day. Now I can dream a dream that never ever fades. You touch my heart. I put my trust in you.
Hey, it's a good day, y'all. I tell you, it's wonderful being here with you guys today. Happy Black History Month to all of you out there. I didn't get any calls. Or you got a story? Give me a call, because I know you out there listening, because I run into you and always tell me, Ortheia, I watch your show. So now give us a call, 313-868-4336, 313-868-4336. Now we've gone from dance and dancing, and I heard Bruce say dancing, the hip hop dancers are what the young people are doing, or young men are doing to be a part of dance. Mentioning hip hop, we have the young man that is, I would call him the prince of hip hop, but he's also, I call him the black activist of hip hop. With me today is one of my godchildren, Mr. Khari Frazier. What's up, Khari?
What's going down?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
That's a great way.
So now I feel good because it's a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
I just told him that's my song that y'all hear all the time. It's a good day. And I told him we got to put some rap to that. So I'm going to have you think about it.
Okay.
And we'll go in the studio and lay that rap down, okay?
I love it. I love it.
Activist first or rapper first?
See, that's so weird. I've actually taken like a lot of pauses and steps back as far as when it comes to the way I feel like advocating for my city.
Okay.
So I would say I'm a Khari first. Like, I'm just myself. I'm a son. I'm a godson. I'm
okay.
Just
your brother.
Yeah, just kind of a regular Detroiter.
Okay. But you know what? You say that, but I don't believe that, because as soon as something comes up and there's a march and there's a cause, you are there.
Well, I have a good social network. Like, I sometimes look at the different friends that I have, and not social network like people use the term like Facebook or Twitter, but like Reverend Bullock, that's like my friend. We talk often about anything from
Brandon
Pistons, Brandon Jessup, Yusef Shakur, even Reverend Williams, Charles Williams. So with that network, and we'll talk about a lot of different things and a lot of things right now that are happening in Detroit. And they'll say, Khari, you need to be at this. This Sunday, I'll be at Greater St. Matthew Baptist Church for Reverend Bullock for a Black History Month presentation.
Okay, now where is that?
That's in Highland Park.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're going to do is, really the best way to say is where the NSO is right now, the old Yellow Pages building. That's what I call it. Oh,
wow. Okay.
The old Yellow Pages building, but I'm old. So if you're young, you
I love it. You talking about you're old.
Hey, I'm old comparable to a lot of people.
Please.
Hey,
just begun. He only just begun. He thinks he's old. Okay.
So
now, heritage, keeping the heritage alive. You've been very good at keeping that alive. And as I think about you, I think about Gil Scott-Heron.
I love, God bless his soul. He had a definitely deep story. His story, even Yusef Lateef that just passed not too long ago, just deep stories with a lot of like fabric that you can get into and listen to. And it's like, this is vivid images of a lot of things, and I try to do the same thing.
Yusef Lateef, my goodness. Now you talking about history here, and then you made me think about Johnny Allen. Remember Johnny Allen?
See, I'm not even up.
Johnny Allen just passed.
Now I gotta look. Now I gotta dig.
Keyboardist Johnny Allen. That's another one to look up. But Yusef Lateef, Gil Scott-Heron. Now somebody said he lived here for a while.
Yeah, and also the story, we almost lost Detroit, and he stayed here, and a lot of ties to Detroiters. But Detroit, as people say, I say this all the time, and that's what I'm so happy about this project I'm working on. Detroit's history is very instrumental to American history, but Detroit's Black history, I love the museum, but it still doesn't give Detroit's Black history enough credit, because I think you could probably have 5 museums. Every Black struggle in America, and maybe even worldwide, has ties to Detroit. When I find out about what Milton Henry was doing to help out apartheid, when you find out
Milton Henry, huh?
C.L.
And
Franklin,
apartheid.
C.L. Franklin basically funded so much of the civil rights movement.
Yeah, as well as when Martin Luther King made his speech here and came here to walk.
It was a reason why Paul Robeson was coming to Detroit, getting money to be a performer, to take on the world, when the world was shutting him down for being just talented. And Paul Robeson,
and we accepted him. I remember Mother Henderson talking to me about it. I call her Mother Henderson, the council president, Irma Henderson, emeritus. She was my godmother, and she told me about having him come here along with her and Coleman Young, having Paul Robeson come here and to help him in terms of getting funding together to do what he had to do.
Yeah, Joe Louis and so many just different figures, and the Nation of Islam founded here. the Black Panther Party, the Black Legionnaires. Like, it's so many different stories. Chokwe Lumumba right now is the mayor in Jackson, Mississippi, and what he's doing is so much of his struggles and that led him to prominence and so many different things. Just, it's like Detroit's story for Black people is instrumental to so many struggles from every angle you can think of, that it's like, man.
And we don't want to forget that you're a part of that makeup as well.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really like that you do is Juneteenth celebration. Tell us about, what is that? Because a lot of people may not even know what Juneteenth is.
Well, I
help
do
me somebody.
The Kwanzaa celebration, but Juneteenth is just a day of liberation. So when you focus on a celebration, and then I'm always big on like digging deeper into the philosophy of something. So Juneteenth's a great way and day to talk about freedom, because actually the Emancipation Proclamation didn't necessarily, quote unquote, set enslaved people free. It took till actually 2 years later, in June 19th, till you had the last enslaved people of African descent to
now, see, I'm going to question you on that, because I still don't think we free.
And that's why it's a
Come
philosophy.
on, somebody, help me with that.
That's why we can ask that question. It's philosophy. You can ask
right.
where can we be emancipated, and where
anytime they take our vote away,
oh man, it's
are we free?
It's
a whole list that I could go down, but I'm not going to do that today.
Yes, ma'am.
But Juneteenth celebration is something that you've taken on as a part of your event once a year.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to do it again.
Yeah, I think this year I want to do it. It's going to be more artistic, sort of like Kwanzaa was this year, because I have this project I'm working on, and I haven't been.
So you do
stage
Kwanzaa and you do Juneteenth, June
Yes,
15th. I'm talking about Juneteenth, June 15th. No, Juneteenth. Hello. So you're going to do both of those this year.
Yes.
And
I
you
will
already
do
did the
both this year.
Kwanzaa.
And the Kwanzaa committee's coming together with a lot of different people. So we're expecting to like have a.
And I love
every
hearing
day
that you're
a
joining
celebration.
people to it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, because I remember going to the one down on Woodward Avenue in the restaurant there that the brother had at one time. And now he's gone on. I think he's out of there now. But
yes.
You know what? And as I said that, it made me think about, when is it going to happen that we will have some of the places downtown as African Americans?
But see, even with like my ideas and concepts, they, you know, sometimes you plant a seed and it grows into something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
The concept for Kwanzaa just began as I thought that would be a good celebration for Black-owned restaurants to have Black patrons come and have a celebration where people could come for 7 straight days. Because I go to a lot of Black restaurants and people just don't support them.
I got you. And you know, there's a new one. They were on with us last week on Jefferson Avenue. Two young brothers that's got it. I got to tell you about it, okay?
Okay.
And we have to go check it out because they have jam sessions as well.
Well, that's even
so we'll
more
go catch
reason
it. Yeah.
to
that
walk
we
in
need
there.
to be a part.
Yes,
so now, your background is very political, very heritage proof in terms of your mom, your dad, you know, your grandma, your folks that have pushed you along the way. In what way?
Well, first off, my mom, I think, is the greatest person in the world. I think a lot of people think about moms, but and she's always been supportive of any vision that I put forth. Even when I was a kid putting together basketball games with friends, she was supportive. And my father has always had like a nationalistic perspective as an entrepreneur, and he's from Cincinnati. And my uncle was one of the first like out of Oakland Black Panthers in Cincinnati that took a lot of the information. So because my dad looked up to my uncle, it was a lot of those ideas that always stood there. And when you have that balance of, like I always say, even in music, it was like my dad would be listening to like Cannonball Adderley and my mom would be listening to the Supremes. It's just, it's
always been in the house.
A good balance. Yes.
And now you're into it in terms of the activism, but also into terms of the music.
Yes.
But your sister is also a writer.
Oh, my sister
of plays.
Is very talented. Right now, her play Passing is at the Charles H. Wright Museum all of February. Every weekend, you can go check it out.
Okay.
And it's actually the story of my grandmother, and my cousin Maiwa was in it too. And it's a unique story about like passing for Black, because my great grandmother with Black and Native American heritage could have passed for
Easily.
white.
We know about that
chose to
story.
go for Black.
We know that story. Now, you brought a clip for us to look at in terms of what?
This is the project I'm working on. It's called a photomentary. It's like songs, music, interviews, and pictures.
Okay.
So it all mixes up together, and I'm calling it If Detroit Were Heaven, because that's been my stance right now. I want people to see Detroit and Detroit stories more for the personality.
Now, you
and
know
the
what?
beauty
You
I
right
see.
up, barking right up my alley, because that's why I love doing my show. Because I want to let people know that we are yet alive. We are not dead. We are not a dark city. We are a city of light, and we're coming back.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm glad that you talked about that or brought that with you. And we're going to see a clip of that. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
I think that when we think of home, so much of what home is a definition of, for me at least, how I feel about myself. Detroit's my mirror in a lot of ways because I see myself in Detroit through the insecurities and through the triumph. The confidence as well. One of the weirdest things I feel like in every Detroiter is the passion you can get evoked from what other people may feel is maybe a useless battle, maybe a senseless act, maybe an object. It's some passion going on here that's not like any other. But even when you talk about politics, how many places in America are people getting kicked out of school board meetings and spitting and cussing at the security guards at school board meetings?
If Detroit were heaven, would Coleman Young welcome me up at the front gate? Irma Henderson would take us to where children play. Knowing her, I think Bella would be the place. Sunset on the river is our cityscape. As people talk about the movement and Reverend Claire, Michigan citizen vision of a yesterday. Over music that the heavens was just fit to play. Florence ballad in the Lee, even Marvin Gaye. Boston coolers made of earners, we have the shapes. Esquire poor beef and some better names.
One of the tones I remember from right here in my porch, when Isaiah Thomas threw that pass and Larry Bird intercepted it and made that damn shot, it was a feeling of God damn throughout my whole street. Everybody in my neighborhood walked out on the front porch and was just with their heads down. And I'm a kid looking like, I'm thinking Isaiah gonna play again. I love Isaiah. And that was the sense of why I love the Bad Boys so much, because I feel like that's the character of what I think about Detroit and its relationship to things. And Detroit taking on a deeper meaning just because it's a black city. But it's a unique black city in the sense that Detroit founded so many of the black struggles. When I say founded, I mean funded and founded so many of the black struggles. Detroit's black history is America's black history.
And that historical element, that black historical element, again, trying to pin down the uniqueness of Detroit. I mean, that really stands out as probably one of the number one features of Detroit, And we have to acknowledge that if we're going to talk about what's going on today. Like any other issue, you got to include your history. Specifically, Detroit is very powerful. It should be part of any discussion. When we're trying to figure out what's going on now with politics, the issues of the day, whether it be the EM or the school closures, all that needs to be funneled in there, and we need to not necessarily start there, but it has to be included in that discussion.
This is it, what? And I'm here for a purpose, not to get what? It was dreamt up as I build up visions of new beginnings, and then the success is resilient. I've seen some, and I've seen none. An experience and passive taking me on a passage where I don't even imagine. It already happened, snap fingers like magic. You'll see the action cause it's begun. Watch the rerun as I speed up, and I move to the top of the place to be. Do it for the black.
It's something that I'm looking at redefining as I look at where things stand. And so much of it in the micro or personal sense, I feel like comes from me being a Detroiter. Because we've already using that term, repurposed. We've already redefined. We've already repurposed living conditions. The nation looks at it and says, I could never live there, but we live here. So we've already found a way to find the dandelion and the crack of the concrete as that's the best flower you can have. Right. We've already done that. So if we can turn that dandelion into a field of daffodils or whatever, then we definitely can turn whatever situation into whatever we want it to be, because we've already reconditioned ourselves to live within whatever we're living in that own culture.
Hey, we are back. I tell you, Kyrie, that is awesome. So you put it together. Why?
Well, I feel like a lot of times people kind of miss the message in the rap because rap moves so fast, the lyrics, and I wanted people to actually stop and see images and have interviews to explain the lyrics a little bit more, so it's just not over people's heads.
So now how can we come and see you? Are you doing anything soon?
I'm actually working right now. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm launching my website. So just look online. If Detroit
and
Way
on Facebook,
Detroit Way, Instagram, launching my website. That's gonna be step one.
How do I get in touch with you if I wanted to have you come by at my church or by my organization?
Okay, I mean I'm very approachable, so you can call me 313-598-0408. That's my number.
Say it again.
313-598-0408 or Facebook Detroit Way. I mean, if you know somebody that knows me, if you know her, reach her, get to me.
Hello.
I'm there.
So now, when are we going to be through with the project? Because we're not through, right?
Not through yet.
Okay.
I expect maybe in June, maybe in May. It's a couple different photo shoots that we want to do that are planned. And then also I want to do some focus groups, and then there's some different people I want to have in it, like you, Dolores
wow.
Bennett.
Okay, I love that. Thank you.
There's some other names that I'm just forgetting right now. But you and Dolores Bennett are high on the list of people that I got to have in this. Let
me take a moment to say thank you to Rochelle Jamil, who does our makeup and our hair and keep us looking good and not shining like a penny on the screen. I love her dearly. And if you want to get your makeup done, your hair done, and looking good, give her a call, 313-863-1930. 863-1930. Thank you, Rochelle Jamil. And I want to thank you.
Thank you.
You know, we never have enough time because I really want to get into your brain and your head about the African heritage in terms of activism and what we've done. So that means you got to come back again.
Okay, I'm definitely down to come back.
Okay? All right. Now, so nobody wanted to win that money today. Now, if y'all don't call within the next few seconds here to win that money, you got a good story, then I tell you for sure we're going to give the money to Bruce Hunt. All right, y'all, we're going to give it to Detroit Windsor Dance Academy since they're doing a fundraiser. But if you can call me right quick, 868-4336. 868-4336. If you got a story that we don't know about, give us a call right quick. I'm going to give you a few moments here. Well, Kyrie, it's been wonderful. I love you much.
Thank you. Love you
Tell your mama said hey.
Will do.
Tell her give me a call. We got a play to go and see because our girl is in Tyler Perry's play Coming to the Fox.
I feel that.
So we got to go and support her. All right, we love y'all. We'll see you next week. Nobody won except for Bruce. He won, so we'll see you next Monday.
All right.